Hey, you guys. So I am about to record the Erin Condren haul that you guys saw yesterday. And throughout the day, what I'm going to be doing is just our typical vlog. I am definitely behind on the Rough Draft Challenge. Even though my goal is only 25,000 words, I think I'm maybe at 6,000 or 7,000. I don't even know for sure how many words I have. So part of what I'm going to do today is kind of a finish plan. So I'm going to go back and replan how am I actually going to finish this month strong, and what do I need to do from this point forward to still win NaNoWriMo. We have Thanksgiving coming up and lots of other stuff. So the kids are off all next week. So I need to get my plan together. I also need to unpack everything. I need to clean the house. I've got a workshop today that I'm giving for Dabble at 1. And then at 3:30, I have a meeting about a possible Hardee's Con that has an opportunity has come up. So I will keep you guys updated on that. So it's a busy day, even though I'm a little under the weather. So what I'm going to be doing is trying to get as much done while also listening to my body and saying, if I've had enough, we're going to stop there and we're just going to rest. So while I have a little bit of energy, I'm going to record the video and then we're going to sit down and create a plan for how I'm still going to win. I also went to Office Depot last night and I bought some foam board that I'm going to use for those plastic index cards holders that I showed you guys in my Rough Draft Diaries prep video. So we're going to set that up and we're going to start plotting to the cliffhanger. So hopefully we're going to talk a little bit about that today. We'll see how my energy holds up. So let's get going. Y'all, I am so tired of coughing at this point. I'm just like, I hate coughing, but the whole family kind of has it. It's just that time of year. So we're going to power through. But I have been trying to rest. So trying to get the work done, also rest. There's a backlog of work that needs to get done, but none of it is worth my health. So I'm trying to remind myself that it's all good. Take your time, lots of rest, lots of water, lots of tea with lemon and honey, and it's going to be fine. So here's kind of my plan. Like I said, I haven't been putting my word count from Vegas into the Rough Draft Challenge website. So I honestly don't know for sure how many words I have or what I need. So we're going to take a look at that in just a minute so I can make a plan for exactly how I'm going to continue on starting on the 20th, which will be basically 11 days remaining if you count the 20th as well. So I need to just pull out my Preptober planner and figure that out. We also are going to Great Wolf Lodge for Thanksgiving. And it's like the end of the month is basically my kids having an entire week off. So raise your hand if you also are going to have your kids home the final stretch of the Rough Draft Challenge. So Monday or Friday, today's Tuesday that I'm recording this, Friday, the kids have a half day. Yay. And then Saturday, family day stuff, maybe a date night. We'll see. Sunday, family day. Then Monday, we are leaving for Great Wolf Lodge. And so we're going to have a good time there. We'll be there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm going to still try to keep up with vlogs and editing the vlogs because while we're at the lodge, like there's only so much water park you can do. And then the kids want to have some downtime and watch a movie or something. So I'm planning to still get vlogs in and I'm planning to still write. And then we'll be home for Thanksgiving. We're just doing the family. We don't have a lot of external family. Many of you know I'm estranged from my family, and then George's family is in North Carolina. His dad is currently still in like assisted living nursing care after his stroke. And so we'll be going to visit him later this year. And his mom, is not able to travel out to us. So it's just our little family of four, which sometimes, I know I've mentioned this in years past, sometimes has a little bit of a bittersweet feeling to it. It's like I'm so grateful for my family, but I grew up with really big family Thanksgiving. So I try to make it as nice for my kids as possible, even though I sadly cannot give them that big family Thanksgiving that we had. And it's just hard. And I know some of you understand it and some of you really don't, and that's okay. But trying to make the best of it by going away, doing something fun for the family, but also I want to get my writing in. So we're going to make a plan for that today. I'm sorry. I know I'm clearing my throat. I'll try to edit them out if I can, but I keep like swallowing and just like, oh, okay. So let me show you what I bought at Office Depot yesterday and what I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping this is going to fit just perfectly. And we'll see if this vision can come to life. All right, so what I have here on the floor that I found at Office Depot is a 2-pack of foam board. This is not trifold board. This is just like poster board that's thicker. And the one that I found is actually, so you can see kind of how it has that foam core. It has these like a light grid on the black pages. And I feel like no matter what you do, if you're going to buy a foam board, it's going to have a dent in it. It's like, why? I tried to pick the best one I could, but they only had a couple to choose from. So we're not going to stress it. On the back side, it does not have any kind of grid. It's just plain black, which is fine. It doesn't really matter either way to me. So I have 2 of them in this particular serial. I am anticipating 4 books that are going to be about 12 chapters each. So I also bought previously from Amazon these plastic holders that have a sticky back for index cards. So instead of having a plotting wall, excuse my mess on the floor, because I covered my wall with bookshelves, as one does, I was thinking about taking these, and it won't have a white back because it'll just be clear once it comes off of here. But I was thinking about taking these little index card holders, and I think I'm going to orient it this way where it'll be kind of long ways instead of like taller than it is wide, and putting the index cards on here so that I can see one index card per chapter. However, it feels permanent. So sticky notes, when I use those, I can move them around however I want. So if I start out thinking it's going to be 12 chapters and it ends up being 15, it's no big deal. I just rearrange it. But when I put these sticky ones on, it's going to be set at 12. And that makes me feel a little bit nervous because what if I have 2 scenes in a chapter? What if I decide it's going to be 13 chapters? I don't want to ruin the board by pulling the sticky off of it. But since there's going to be 4 books, the way I was hoping to sort of structure it so I could see it visually would be to put 12 chapters on the front, like 12 of these little plastics, 12 chapters or whatever on the back, and then 12 here and 12 on the back there. So it would be kind of like books 1 and 2, and then on the back side, books 3 and 4. And that way I could take one of these little sections of my wall here and put up an IKEA photo ledge. Sorry for the lighting, but sort of like what I have over there, and then put them up so I can see them in a visual manner. Because sometimes just the way my brain works, it's one thing to be looking at my plot in a notebook when I'm sitting down and I'm looking downward like I'm doing right now. And it engages a different part of my brain to be standing up and looking at something that's like even with my eyes. And I know that sounds crazy, but I believe there's science behind it. Let's pray there's science behind it because it makes total sense to me. So I'm just trying to figure out the best way to configure this so that I can basically create the note cards one time, put them into here so I can see them. And then if I need to, let's say, go out to a coffee shop or whatever, I can just grab the note cards of the scenes that I'm currently working on, slide them into my plotting planner, and then I don't have to redo them multiple times. I don't have to worry about sticky notes or anything like that. But I'm feeling the pressure of if I put this on here, and like, why am I feeling pressure? A 2-pack of foam board was like $12. So it's not going to be the end of the world, but $12 is a lot of money to like ruin something. So I keep thinking in general when I'm writing, if book 1 is 12 chapters, book 2 is probably going to be 15 because just things get bigger in my world usually. So I'm thinking maybe what I do is just put 15 on the board. And then if I don't use 3 of them, then I don't worry about it. I just can put pretty colorful ones that have some themes or some of the character cards or something like that. If I think about it, though, I could probably fit more than that. So if I did 1, 2, 3, that would be kind of spaced out a little bit, and I could still put sticky notes in between. So that would be 1 set, 2 set, 3. So that's like 3, 6, 9. 12. I feel like 15 fits well on here. If I really pushed it, I could probably fit 18, but I think I'm going to go for that. And it works in terms of my macro and micro structure to do in 3s, because if I do 12 total for the book, then I'm going to have every 3 episodes, there's going to be kind of a mini cliffhanger. Now, the only thing, and I know I'm just kind of rambling and this may not make a lot of sense, but the only thing that bothers me about this is that I'm planning to read this book 2 chapters a week. And I don't like the idea of having the bigger cliffhangers happening. Like if I read Monday, Wednesday, and then I read Monday and there's a cliffhanger to read again on Wednesday, it feels like I need to leave people on the bigger cliffhanger. Now, don't get me wrong. There's going to be a cliffhanger every single episode, but it'll just be like the bigger ones. But for now, I'm just going to worry about or think about how do I finish this book and worry less about making sure the structure fits for the format, because I can always tweak the format. I could just read Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But just right now I do Friday coffee chat. So I feel like this Friday, I didn't have a coffee chat last Friday, but this Friday I'm going to talk to my subscribers about it and we're going to see if we can kind of work this out. But I like the grid because hopefully that's going to mean that despite my complete inability to put things on exactly straight, it'll be at least some kind of hope that I'll be able to do it because there's grid lines. But on the back, I'm screwed. So we'll just kind of see how it goes. We're going to wing it a little bit. I might also bring in some metallic markers to write like a Mirror of Shadows or something else on here. Of course, if I want to reuse these for future books, I wouldn't want to put the book title on here. But again, maybe I won't reuse them. Maybe I'll keep them for posterity. I guess we'll see. But I'm going to set this up. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to make a plan for how I'm going to actually finish 25,000 words of this book by November 30th. For the time being, this is what I have. I have space at the top if I want to add 3 more plastic note card holders, or I can use this top space to put sticky notes of the characters that I'm working through, just other themes and thoughts and things like that. Then I do have, at the moment, 12 evenly spaced, thanks to the grid. Any of them that look kind of wonky is just because of the way I have the note card in there. But I chose the black foam board because I really wanted the white note cards to stand out on it, and I think it looks really good. Something else that I might do is, since I left a little bit of space between them, try to find either my metallic markers or some stickers that have numbers on them so I can number them 1, 2, 3 and so on, just for funsies. The thing that time will tell whether this is a good idea or a terrible idea is how easily I can pull the note cards out of these sleeves and how well they stay on the foam board. So again, follow what I'm doing at your own risk because it may or may not actually work long term. But I'm feeling pretty good about it. I am not going to do the others because we'll see kind of how this works out and then I can adjust instead of just like setting them all up the same way if it doesn't work. But I think this will be pretty good. And I will need to, of course, like hang something to be able to put these up on the wall. I could just nail it in or push pin these into the wall as well and not worry about having a picture frame ledge or anything like that. So we're just going to play it by ear. But for now, I kind of like the idea of being able to not put it permanently on the wall, but put it like in the closet or somewhere else when I'm not using it and then pull it out when I am using it. I already have the first few note cards complete, but they're in the other room. So I feel pretty good about this as a structure for the story. And for me, I'm just somebody who needs to visually see the plot. You may not need to visually see it. Maybe you can see it in your mind. Maybe you don't need the plot at all. So this, again, nothing I do on this channel is ever meant to be like, this is the right way. It's just me kind of having fun and experimenting with what might help me. And I know from the 30 books I've written now that having it visual on the wall or somewhere that I can see it and it be a tactile experience and a visual experience works for me. So don't be afraid to play around with anything, even if it seems a little bit odd or crazy, because you just might never know what will unlock your plot for you. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab my Preptober planner and we're going to start thinking through what's realistic for me to do in the next 10 or 11 days. Okay, we're going to look at my word count here because I actually recorded last night at the end of the vlog that I was making these numbers. But then I realized when I went back this morning to edit the video that these numbers are off a little bit. So I'm going to recalculate and we're going to look at this again. So when I refresh, I'm actually at 69.98, which is actually better than what I thought. So we're going to use those calculations. But if we sadly look at this, it's like all this time in Vegas, I lost so much ground. So 69.98 is where I am on day 19 or where it was, but I needed to be at 15,834. So I'm going to come down here to my planner again. I sort of figured this out last night and recorded it. And then when I went to edit the video, I was like, oh, this is off. So we're going to do it again. Oh my gosh, you guys, to be honest, I am struggling to even talk without coughing or having sore throat. So we're going to finish this up. At this point, I'm so far behind in the rough draft challenge that I still need 18,002 words out of my original 25,000. So if I look at the days remaining, it's technically 11 days, but I probably will not write on Thanksgiving Day. So that gives me 10 days. If I divide that, I need 1,800 words a day to hit my goal. Evie is homesick today. I think I overdid it yesterday. We in Texas, it's like that time of year where we've gone from 95-degree days down to like 40-degree nights and 65-degree high. And everyone in my family is feeling it. And so I'm feeling honestly super frustrated because I'm so excited for this story. I'm so ready for it to just fly and for the ideas and the energy to come through. I had such an amazing week in Vegas and I want to talk to you guys all about all the things I discussed with Spotify, my plans for the series, just everything that's going good. But also I can't deny the fact that my body needs rest. So, it is what it is. And sometimes I feel like normally in a month of November, I almost always hit the 50K. I might not always hit my goal of finishing a book, but I usually push through to hit the 50K. And this year, not even being 7,000 full words in by the 20th feels very, it feels very tough, to be honest. But I also know I just published a book. I'm doing the best I can with the travel that I've had to do, but I really want these last 10 days to be great, but I also need rest. And to be honest, I've been reading Fourth Wing. So I kind of just want to crawl into bed with Evie and read for a little bit. So that's probably what I'm going to do as soon as I get this video up. And then we're going to play it by ear because I I'm feeling that sort of pull between, get it done, get excited for your work, get it, get all these things done that people are expecting. And I'm kind of torn right now between that sort of feeling of get it done, find the energy, push through, versus just take the rest you need, especially because I know I'm recording this and I know that you guys want me to take the rest, but also I don't want this to be like the worst rough draft diaries. It's like the first actual rough draft diaries. I don't want it to be the worst sort of like November vlog experience that we've ever had. But, sometimes life just kind of kicks you in the knees. And I definitely am feeling the lack of having a full HB90 plan. Like I usually plan in September for the entire final quarter. And this year I was just so busy. I was like, I know what I need to do. Let me get in there and do it. And I am regretting it right now because with this sickness, I'm falling behind on stuff. So I think what I'm going to do is rest as much as I can today. I'm going to create an HB90 plan that's just going to be for December and get my Kanban boards reset. So look forward to a little reset video here. I also am going to do a little bit of work, a lot of rest. And if I hit 1800, great. And if I don't, and it seems to be slow for the next few days, by Saturday, I'm going to reevaluate and pull my goal down from 25,000 to maybe half, 1250, 12,500. Because in the end, winning when we sacrifice our health, as much as we may long for that win and know that we're capable of it, it's just not worth pushing yourself and running yourself down to get it done. Usually, I don't feel like it's worth it at this point. And so we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to play it by ear. Don't forget that you can go in and change your goal at any point. I saw some people in the Heart Breathing's Writing Community Facebook group say that you were locked out of your app, like out of the Rough Draft Challenge website because it's giving an error. That's always because there's something that you put in the inputs or you didn't put in that we didn't anticipate that kind of broke it. It's like a little bug that we can fix for you if we get a chance. So if you were locked out, try now because we fixed a few things to log back in. And if you aren't able to log in, you can send me an email, sarah@heartbreathings.com, if you want to get back in, and we'll see if we can look into what happened. We just need to know your email address and then we can kind of work on it as time permits. There will be certificates coming, so I'm working on those as well for everybody that's already won. Congratulations. If you are like me and you are on the struggle bus, like struggling hard through this month, we are in this together. Don't give up. Arrange your goal, change your goal if you need to, but let's keep going. Okay, that is all the energy I have for today. I'm going to get this video up and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. All my love, you guys. Bye.